Hello, Imaginers. It's Kyla Martin, coaching you to the career and life that you imagined, continuing my series, Lessons of a Lifetime. We're on lesson number 4 today. And lesson number 4 comes from another thought leader that I love, whose name is Byron Katie. And Byron Katie taught me an incredibly valuable lesson about better understanding my brain. And I talk so much about the brain and how it's often not our friends. It thinks it's trying to protect us at times from things that it deems dangerous. But in the world we live in today, there is so much busyness and overwhelm that sometimes our brains get confused about what is actually dangerous and what is not. And so, I love to talk about how to step into your higher brain, because that is where our long-term best interests always live. And so one of the things that Byron Katie taught me, she's a researcher and a psychologist, and she taught me to ask my brain 2 questions that are incredibly helpful when I am feeling that overwhelm, that fear of, should I take the next step forward in my business or in my life or in my coaching practice? And here are the 2 questions. Is the thought that I'm having true? And is the thought that I'm having helpful? You wouldn't believe how many times the thought is not even true. How many things that our brain comes up with that is almost on rinse and repeat. It's sort of being played over and over and over. We don't even know that it's happening because it's been in our brain for so long. So much of what's in our brain comes from our belief systems that were created long ago, some of which we had no part in creating. They came from family, friends, teachers. And so really asking your brain, is the thought that you're having to not pursue something, to not take a step forward, is that thought helpful, right? And then is that thought true? So even using facts, because sometimes the thought can be true and it's still not helpful. And those 2 questions, again, particularly when I'm contemplating a step forward that is scary, that creates fear, which I sometimes get confused with intuition. Generally, intuition, the way that you know, is if it feels like intuition, is whatever your intuition telling you going to help you move forward, or is it going to help you stay where you are? And that's generally how we know. So again, the incredibly powerful 2 questions of Byron Katie that you can ask yourself when you're contemplating, I think I want to take a step forward in the career and life that I imagined, and it feels filled with fear and uncertainty. And sometimes when I ask myself those questions, I also remember that even if they are true, have I been successful in the past? Yes. All of my clients are incredibly successful at what they do. So they'll be successful at this. It's just their brain trying to protect them. And that's why these questions are so helpful. So lesson number 4 from Byron Katie. I hope those 2 can help you as you start to ponder a small step to the career and life that you imagined. Check out my website at Kyla Martin Consulting for some free resources. And as always, I'm cheering you on to the career and life that you truly imagined. Take care.